All right, so we're here with Macey again. Super excited about our conversation. Part two, part one, we kind of talked about her as a player, and we're going to get into kind of why she got into coaching, and kind of her experience as a player and how that has kind of shaped her as a coach, and then why Arkansas. So excited to start this conversation with her, and excited you guys are joining us again for episode 2. So you tear your ACL and your season's done, obviously not going to go train with the national team. At what point, and I know it was a little bit because of the injury, but at what point were you starting to get interested in coaching and okay, I want to pursue this as a career? At what point did that happen?
Yeah, that's, if you would have told me 6 years ago that I would be a college coach, I would have laughed at you. I would have been like, yeah, right, like that's not going to happen. And I think part of it was the injury. Part of it, I had been coaching club through my college years. So I had coached club up to 5 years at that point. And so I enjoyed it. I loved teaching the game. And I felt like I had been coached by a person that was informed and that elevated my game to a level that I didn't know it could be. And so being a part of that process kind of helped spur me in that direction. But after, getting injured and not really having a plan in place other than pro volleyball, which didn't work out, it was like, all right, well, what next? And I kind of walked down a couple different paths, but, that following summer after I graduated, it was like, man, I feel like I could coach. I feel like I could do this and I could do it, at an okay level. And I reached out to a school in Virginia and I said, hey, I'll come out there, I'll run your summer camps, and that will kind of be my interview process, so to speak. And they were like, yeah, come on out. And after that week, I ran some camps and I was offered the job and it just went from there. And I just think having that opportunity to get back into the game and teaching kids and just being a part of volleyball again was really, really neat for me.
Yeah. What is the difference between the way you coach and the way you were as a player? Is there a difference, or do you feel like you coach very similarly to the way you play? Because I have a feeling there's a difference, but I kind of want to know more about the way you play.
I would love to know more about that, but
and I really want to hear that moment again about you and Jason and you being a little bit too intense, because that I think that moment explained to me kind of what you were as a player versus what you were as a coach.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a difference, and to be honest, I think there is a little bit of a blend, but even for me, trying to figure out who am I as a coach, I think that's still part of my journey. But as a player, I was very in the moment, so to speak, and I was very intense, not in your face at all, but just I'm on a mission to go do something, and I know exactly what I need to do to go accomplish this mission. And not to say that I'm not that way as a coach, but I'm definitely not as intense, or the memory you're talking about is Jason in his greatness he tries to tap into each player in the best way that he knows how to get them to respond in the best way. So we're in this match, we're in a tight situation, I'm being set quite a few times and just getting trapped and blocked, and it's just it's not working, And so we call a timeout, and I go over to the bench, and Jason's like, I think you just need to calm down. I just think you need to calm down a little bit. And I'm like, I am calm, that was my response in that moment. And obviously I was not calm, I was very, in whatever was going on. But as a coach, I think as a player, it's really easy to get to be in the moment. As a coach, I think you're trying to look at more of the overall image and perspective of the game, and how are they passing, how are they hitting, are we running the right offense? As a player, you just don't get in that realm at all. So I think that might be the difference.
I think my first experience realizing your intensity and your competitiveness was when we scrimmaged against each other, and all of a sudden you weren't so nice anymore, and Macey's on the other side of the net, and now
Hey.
it's on.
When the wins and losses are on the
Like-
table, it gets a little different.
Don't talk to Macey.
No, it's fun. It's fun. But,
So, okay, so you coached at Liberty, coached at Arizona State for a little bit. Why Arkansas? What attracted you about the opportunity to come here? I mean, you're from Arizona and
Yeah.
you come to Arkansas.
yeah, I asked myself the same question, a couple years ago. But yeah, I think if you told me that I was going to be living in Arkansas coaching volleyball, I just would not have believed you 1 second. Living in Arkansas was not a plan of mine. But that doesn't make it any less of this great experience than it has been. When I got into coaching, I think there were just some moments for me where I realized just how good Jason was at his job. Not everyone gets a Jason as a head coach. And so when you get into it and realizing that and just how good a program could be if only they had that. And for me it was tough. There was a point where I was like, do I want to coach anymore if this is how it's going to be? And I think in the midst of that, Jason called me up and said, hey, do you want to come to Arkansas? And I knew in my heart that if Jason had ever reached out to me and asked to come and coach for him, I would say yes. Like, it wasn't even a question. It was just a matter of, well, when do you need me, And so it happened fast, and it would be last year in March that conversation took place, and within 2 weeks I was here. And the interesting part about that is he was afraid to reach out because I was engaged and I was going to get married 2 months later. And like, what chick is going to come out here trying to figure this all out? And it worked. It worked out perfectly. And I think why Arkansas? I love this place. I love just the community that the university has. And I love the vision that they have for what this program could be and the resources that they give to make sure that we can do what we can to get this program where we would like it to be. So there's just a lot of moving pieces. And then on top of it, of course, Jason's here, and I've been a part of this process before, and I've seen what he can do. And to be a part of it as a coach is just a nice little cherry on top.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I think there's so much I feel like we could dive into. We haven't even talked about your wonderful husband and the fact that you guys are expecting a little one.
Yes, a little man.
in
little
January.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, and I think so. There's so much that we could dive into that maybe we'll get into episode 2. But I just wanted for everyone to kind of get to know you at a deeper level and understand kind of the success that you've had as a player, and because I think it says a lot about who you are, just that you're so humble and hungry, just like I said, and that what you're trying to do here for our program and for our girls, I think that's something that they can really look up to you and what you've done. So it's super cool. Okay, now back to you. We did this with Jason.
Oh boy,
and it's actually so we're gonna do a hog moment.
Oh man.
Okay, so Hog Moment is something that either happened this past week that was special to you, or exciting, or funny, or challenging, but something that just something that pops to mind that was a Hog Moment for you.
There's quite a few of those. I feel like every day there's something that pops up that you're just like.
Jason wearing his mask backwards?
Yeah,
Is that a
like
Hog
Jason
Moment?
comes in with a yellow mask and it's the other
Oh.
side's white and he's wearing the yellow side out and you're just like, I'm not sure.
Come on,
that's-
Jason.
Yeah. Is that a diaper? I don't know what's going on. But let's see, a Hog Moment. I would say there was one yesterday where just checking in on a kid and those moments where they just decide to just let it all out there, and to be in a moment where a kid feels comfortable enough to even just say things, have that dialogue, I think is really neat. And it wasn't just fluffy stuff either. It was just real stuff that they're going through, and not sure I gave them any sort of wonderful feedback or advice, but I think just the mere fact that these kids want that conversation, that they want you to be involved in their life, and that they're looking for those moments, especially now more than ever. You know, like when do they get to have those real conversations, not just with their peers, but with their coaches, the people that are a figure of authority in their life, and they want to have those moments with you. That's really cool to me. Yeah, I would say that would be my hog moment.
Gosh, it's funny because I think now that I'm thinking about it, my hog moment was in that moment. I remember yesterday before practice looking, and I was in the middle of a conversation with a kid, and I remember seeing Jason in the conversation with a kid, and you in a conversation with a kid, and I just thought, man, this is cool. Like, this is a staff that I really enjoy working for and working with, because we're just, I just think we enjoy those conversations with the kids. We are genuine, and we really care about them for the right reasons. So that was kind of a cool moment.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to get in this and be like, this is a business, you know? And at some level, it can be. But when you're dealing with 18, 19, 20-year-olds and they're figuring out what life is supposed to look like and the decisions they're supposed to make, and dating and breakups and school and missing classes and majors, and there's a lot that goes on.
And
COVID, yeah. So,
that's right.
you know, there's just, it's really neat to be a part of a team and a staff that just, I think, treats it more than just a business. Like, we really are here to help these kids out, you know, not that they need our help, but just to be a resource for them and to be a part of their lives is a special thing.
Cool. That's awesome. Thanks, Mace.
Yeah.
Woo Pig.
Thank you, Woo Pig.
You did awesome.